everybody, and welcome to this edition of Lingerie Lowdown, the podcast. I'm Jim Williams, your host, and we're going to, over the coming weeks, months, and hopefully years, educate, enlighten, and entertain you as we do a deep dive each week into the multi-billion-dollar world of the fastest-growing areas of fashion. Of course, we're talking about lingerie. Now, Lingerie Lowdown, through their website, through their YouTube channel, you've been able to see the women and men who review the thousands of different intimate items from the world of lingerie. Now, on the podcast, what we're going to do is give you an opportunity to know those presenters a little better. They come from all around the world. They are a very diverse and inclusive group. They're models who represent all body types, and they give honest reviews on every one of those items that they talk about on Lingerie Lowdown. So, we're also going to take the opportunity to meet industry insiders who represent some of the top fashion houses in the fashion industry, plus introduce you to some of the cutting-edge young designers from the smaller brands that are making names for themselves as they continue to drive the fashion industry. And one of those people is joining us today, and I got to tell you, very excited to be joined by Tara Stravinsky. Tara is the creative force behind Tyes by Tara. It's one of the latest trends and one of the hottest in the entire fashion industry. We're talking about body jewelry. Tara, what prompted you to start Tyes by Tara?
Sure. Yeah. I was actually at a Halloween party, and I was a sexy schoolgirl, and I was like fascinated by the necktie that I was wearing. It was like lacy and it was so feminine. And I was like, wow, this is so fascinating. That's such a traditionally masculine accessory is so feminine. And I just kind of got a lot of inspiration from that moment, just thinking like this beautiful crossover that I was seeing in a Halloween costume. So I took that moment and I was like, well, maybe I should dabble in this a little bit, because I hadn't seen a lot of like feminine neckties on the market. So I was just kind of playing around with it very casually. I didn't, ever think I'd really even pursue it. I just was really passionate about it. And I ended up just, starting to create different things. And I was really getting a lot of joy from it. So that's what kind of started the whole design process of just having that moment of inspiration of finding something that was so original and so not on the market, that really opened my eyes up to body jewelry and different accessories to really celebrate femininity.
It sounds like a fun travel, but at this point, you definitely have made it without question. There are so many people that can't wait to wear your jewelry. That's amazing.
Thank you.
I think a lot of it, in talking to presenters and other people, is the fact that it's very unique, but at the same time, it's fun.
Yeah, I want to make it like a fun experience for the wearer. I want her to enjoy herself and be confident in what she's wearing and confident in what she's doing. So that's really the whole premise of the line, is to celebrate femininity, confidence, independence. So it's all about really just celebrating life in a way.
Part of the too is that you can be conservative with it. You can be as middle of the road as you want to be, or you could go all out with it. I mean, that's the fun part to me anyway, in looking at some of the stuff that has been used and the way it's been used. There really isn't a type. It's whatever you want to do with it.
Yeah, I really find that there's a lot of things you can do when you make versatile accessories, something that you can take from day to night. And there's just so many things that you can explore with it. Like you can wear it to work, you can wear it out on the town, you can wear it, with just your lingerie. So it's something that I really want the user to carry with her throughout her whole life.
Well, I think that's the other part of it, is that, when you think of fashion, you don't necessarily think of something that is going to last forever, but much of what you do is in that area where it is made to last, for a very, very long time and still hold up and be fashion forward. Yeah,
definitely. Love it. Yes.
Now, Instagram seems to be a big hit with your customers. Talk about your social media, if you will.
Sure. So it's something that I think is something that you have to do today if you're in business. I think it's very important to make sure that you're communicating like new products, any kind of new blog posts or anything that you have business news about. So I really try to take, the daily approach of just keeping clients informed of what's going on, what's new, seeing what the market's doing. Like business is such a dynamic place today. And without social media and just constantly trying to stay up on trends and knowing what's going on, I think it's such an important and vital role in business. So with Instagram specifically, I think it's a great tool for any business to use, especially if you're in fashion, just, communicating anything that you have about new designs or, even inspiration that you get. It's such an important thing today to be doing. So I've gotten a lot of clients from there. I think the tools that they give you, like the insights, now shopping, it really does help small businesses. So it's just something that's really important today to be doing. It's almost addictive in a way. It's such a great tool to have. And I think that any small business should really be taking advantage of it.
We certainly use it a lot. There's no question about that. Tell me how you got involved with Scott and his team.
Sure. So I was actually one of their presenters. I think started following me on Instagram, and it was like really back in the early days. And I sent them a bod tie, a body chain, and they reviewed it for me, and they loved it, and that was really sparked our relationship.
What seemed to have been a win-win because so many of the people I talk to are constantly talking and raving about the creative and beautiful stuff that you do. Why don't you talk a little bit about that part, the different types and styles of things that people might not know if they haven't seen it?
Sure. So we design jewelry, accessories, and intimates and gifts to help celebrate femininity. And that includes everything from necklaces to necktie necklaces, which was the original design, to bow rings. We have earrings. We have bracelets. We have belts. We have hair accessories. We also have shoe accessories and anklets, body chains. We have nipple clamps. We have nipple covers. We have handcuffs. So we have 15 different product categories of products, and it's all, very feminine and very flirty. So it's kind of a broad range of accessories, but it's all underpinned with the idea of getting tied or ties by tarot. So there's some sort of hint of femininity in each design.
Well, it's also very clever. I mean, to me anyway, I think that's the winning note for you. It's done with a sense of whimsy, but at the same time with a sense of style.
Thanks. Yeah.
What are some of the best-selling items? How's that working for you?
Yeah, so one of the best-selling items right now is the King Cat nipless. It's nipple clamps. So it's just like a cute little choker, and it's attached to nipple clamps. That's the bestseller right now. I get a lot of questions about nipple clamps just because I really wanted that collection to be designed not to be intimidating, but to be more welcoming and kind of experiential with the user. So I wanted it to be something that's not permanent, like a piercing, but something that someone can take on and off as they please. So the King Cat nipless is one of our top sellers, followed by we also have the Marie Antoinette nip ties. That's doing amazing right now. And then a lot of the chokers, like the lady bow ties, doing really well as well.
The Marie Antoinette, huh? That's interesting.
Yeah.
Explain how that became something. That's a fascinating backstory, I'm sure.
Yeah, so my first trade show was actually at Magic, and it's in Las Vegas, and it's a huge fashion trade show. And I went there, and I wasn't getting a whole lot of traction from the mainstream retailers, but I was getting a lot of interest from the performers or the dancers, and I was like, I think I found like a little niche that I can kind of appeal to. So I kind of experimented with a lot of different intimate accessories, and nipple clamps just kind of came out of just that interaction with talking with clients. It's like, hey, what do you want to see? What are you interested in? And that's what kind of spun me more and more of the intimate realm, was understanding what people are looking for and especially what is appealing to them.
It's interesting. I saw a couple of the presenters who used them in a situation where it was over a shirt and then use the clamps over the shirt. And the whole idea was quite clever because you saw the use without necessarily seeing anything that may or may not be a modesty issue.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that I think is amazing with accessories today. You can really take it from the streets to the bedroom. And if you can wear it, I think there's just so many things going on in fashion right now that are amazing like that, and so many different applications you can have. So, I mean, I think it's just, it really opens up the door to more styling opportunities.
To that point, I think one of the things that is amazing, as you said before, is that you can take this and it can be high fashion. And there's plenty of places to make it high fashion.
Yeah, I think that it can appeal to a lot of high fashion outlets. It can also appeal to, just someone that's looking for something, to casually wear every day. So, I think you can really take it in both directions.
If you were advising someone who wants to get started in this but hasn't really done it before, what would you tell them?
I think the most important thing is to have passion about what you're doing and to really embrace the concept that you're trying to create. I think that passion is definitely one of the ingredients to success, and it takes a lot of persistence. It takes a lot of determination, but without passion, I don't know what you have. So I think that it's really super.
It's okay.
Sorry. I think that it's
not to worry.
Okay. I think that it's just super important that you have passion in everything that you do, whether it's a Instagram post, whether it's creating a product, whether it's designing the packaging, but just making sure you have that passion with you is something that I think is such an important ingredient with anyone starting out today.
Well, I think the other part of this that's fascinating to me is that you have not just a passion, but you've been able to prove that this is a product that is fun and flirty and enjoyable for just about anybody.
Yeah, I really think that it's all about, just creating things that bring beauty into the world. And if that's something that I can do, that's, amazing. And I hope to inspire others to do so as well.
Okay, so tell us how we can follow you on Instagram and about your website.
Sure. So you can follow me. It's my handle is Tyes by Tara, TYESBYTARA, and the website is www.tiesbytara.com.
Wow, outstanding. Well, look, thank you so much for joining us, and don't be a stranger.
Okay, thank you so much for having me.
Many thanks to Tara Stravinsky, the driving force and the woman behind Tyes by Tara. We'll be back with more of Lingerie Lowdown, the podcast, after these words.
Life is about making decisions. At BMW I, we decided it was time to reinvent the car from the ground up, making sure we were open for truly innovative ideas. We decided that the car we wanted must be electric, and it should be made of extremely light and super strong carbon fiber. And finally, we decided to make it more intelligent and added our promise of incomparable driving pleasure. We made all these decisions to offer you a choice. The all-electric BMW i3.
Okay, everybody. Now, welcome back. Now, if you're not one of the over 15,000 people who've taken the opportunity to subscribe to our podcast, first of all, shame on you. Second of all, we certainly do make it simple. It's free. That's right. You can find us at iTunes. You can find us at Google Play Store. You can find us at Spreaker, Spotify, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, as well as YouTube and many other places. If for some reason you can't seem to find us, not a problem. Pull out the old Google machine and type in Lingerie Lowdown, the podcast, and it'll pop up there. Hit the favorite button or the subscribe button, and every 2 weeks you'll get a brand new edition of the podcast sent directly to your tablet or to your phone or to both. Now, if you have an assisted device like Alexa or Google or any of the Apple devices, which go by the name, of course, Siri, all you have to do is say, hey, Siri or Google or Alexa, please play the latest edition of Lingerie Lowdown, the podcast, and guess what? They'll do it for you. Now, we certainly could not make it simpler to subscribe to the podcast. And we hope that you do, because it's a lot of fun. And as I said before, the presenters that we have do an outstanding job giving you every possible bit of information you could ever want on lingerie and all types of fashion. Okay, so go out there and do us a favor and subscribe today. Special thanks to our guest today, and of course that is Tara Stravinsky, the driving force behind Tyes by Tara. All of her information will be in the show box below. All right, thank you for listening to this edition of Lingerie Lowdown, the podcast. If you are not a member of our website yet, we'd love to welcome you to our team. All you have to do is go to lingerielowdown.com. That's lingerielowdown.com. And if you subscribe to a 6 or 12-month membership, you get 10% off. That's right, 10% off by becoming a subscriber to one of the hottest and most enjoyable websites you're going to find. It's got all types of men's and ladies lingerie and other types of fashion. As I said before, the presenters do an outstanding job of giving you all the information you could ever possibly want. And it's all right there, Lingerie Lowdown. And we're going to give you a 10% discount by simply entering the coupon code TARAPOD. That's TARAPOD, TARAPOD, when prompted. And you're going to get 10% off the price of joining for 6 or 12 months. How about that? Again, all this information will be in the show box below, but you can enter and become a member of Lingerie Lowdown. And as I said before, it's a great gift. It's super for boyfriends, girlfriends, husbands, wives. Everybody will get an enjoyment out of it. And why not get 10% off by subscribing to one of our 6 or 12-month memberships? All you have to do this week is enter the promo code when prompted, TARA, T-A-R-A, POD, P-O-D. That's one word, TARA, T-A-R-A-P-O-D. And you'll get that discount. All right. Okay, everybody. Well, thanks you very much for joining us this week. We hope that you will join us in 2 weeks' time when we delve into yet another aspect of fashion with one of our presenters coming up in 2 weeks' time. For everyone here at Lingerie Lowdown, I'm Jim Williams. Say thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you in a fortnight.
She likes fashion. She likes fashion. She likes
boys, parties, style, fame.